It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today as we start a brand new week on the channel. It's a Monday, and it's not really a metal Monday, but it's a metal adjacent Monday. I am taking the opportunity to listen to music from Linkin Park for the first time here on the channel, and it felt like the right time. Lots of people have been asking me to get to music from this band, and I don't really know much about them, so it's time for Doug to get some education today, y'all, and I'm happy that you're along for the ride. So Linkin Park, they formed in California in the mid-90s, and they are thought of as an alternative rock band, but they do have some heavy metal and hip-hop elements to their sound. And like I said, after several folks have asked me to get to their music, I decided to check them out on YouTube. And I find that their official video for their song Numb, which is the one I'm going to listen to, has over 2 billion views just on YouTube. So I am feeling really late to the party on this one. Numb is their third single from Meteora, which was their second album released in 2003. It topped the rock charts for 12 weeks, 6 weeks in 2003 and 6 weeks in 2004. So it makes sense to me as to why this went right by me during that time. I was in the middle of my master's and my doctorate, and I really was not paying attention to popular music and what was on the radio during that time. So I'm happy to get back to it today. As I read the lyrics in preparation for today's review, it reads as someone being in a relationship that borders on being abusive. We've got stuff like, every step that I take is another mistake to you. I'm tired of being what you want me to be. Can't you see that you're smothering me? All I want to do is be more like me and less like you. That is a broken relationship as far as I'm concerned. But when I read further in, it turns out that this relationship is not between lovers. It's a relationship of a child to their overbearing parent. And I'm like, ooh, now my curiosity is quite piqued, and I want to hear what this sounds like. We've got Chester Bennington on lead vocals. Mike Shinoda is on piano and backing vocals. Brad Delson is on the guitars. Dave Farrell is on bass. Rob Borden is on the drums, and Joe Hahn is on the samples and turntables. So there's a little bit of the hip-hop element coming in. I don't think I've ever heard this, folks, and I'm apparently one of the only ones that hasn't. So let's take a look. I'm going to be using the official video here, the one that's got all the views, to see what everybody is looking at here. So here is Numb from Linkin Park. Off we go. You know, yeah, that's in Prague. I read that they recorded this or filmed this, at least the outdoor stuff, in Prague, the Czech Republic. I've been there before. It's a fun town, a beautiful town. Lost under the surface. Don't know what you're expecting of me. Put under the pressure of walking in. It's a 4-chord song. Cool. Every step that I take is another mistake to you. Every step that I take is another mistake to you. So F sharp, A is 1, then B is 5, make F sharp the 6, 6, 4, 5. Wow. Everything you thought I would be has fallen apart right in front of you. She is not happy in the video here. Beautiful vocals. Power chords on the 4-chord movement. Six. That is the St. Charles Bridge and the castle in the background. Awesome. The big cathedral in the background up on the hill. Big extended 5. That was awesome. Boy, that's powerful. All I want to do is be more like me and less like you. Angst. There is agita in that feeling. I love the keyboards in that. I know it's almost done. You know, that could be so much bigger and longer with guitar solos and everything else expanded in that. It's a circular pattern. It's a 4-chord tune that starts with the F sharp, the 6th chord. If I turn here, turn my keyboard on, you can't see me play it, but it's F sharp minor to D to A. There's the 1. And then the 5, right? Straight ahead 4-chord song. 4, 6, 4, 1, 5. It works really well as a circular pattern that can keep you going and going and going. That's why so many popular acts make use of a progression like that touches on the major 1 and the minor 1, and we get diatonic chords around it. I love the fact that they filmed that in Prague, by the way. I mentioned this. I got to go to Prague when I was on a music tour in the spring of 2000, and we had just one day in Prague, and I had the whole day there, and it, a quarter of a century later, still has a big draw for me. I remember that day spending there vividly. I got to spend time in Old Town and walking all around on the bridge, in the Charles Bridge, and up in the cathedral. It was just a gorgeous town. And it was fascinating that they recorded it there, too. So I need to talk about this, y'all. It's my first time with Linkin Park, and I like them. Alternative rock makes sense to me as to what they've got there. But the turntable, we see a little bit of hip-hop coming in, and the power guitars are revealing a little bit of a metal sensibility as well. So it makes sense, all that I read about them. But I was reading about this band, and I realized that Chester, our lead singer, is no longer with us. He died in 2017, and I found myself going down a bit of a rabbit hole into his biography, because it kept reading as very interesting and sad as well. He had 2 very successful parents. His mom was a nurse and his dad was a police detective. And he had a lot of trauma in his life. He suffered sexual abuse as a young boy for years, multiple years, into adolescence, at the hand of an older male. And this was happening all at the same time that his parents divorced. And I can only imagine what that did to someone physically and emotionally for the rest of his life. He comforted himself by drawing. We see in the video our protagonist, the girl, drawing and taking inspiration from art. He also comforted himself by writing poetry and songs. And to go along with that, he comforted himself in drugs as he sought to numb his pain and that lasting trauma. Chester also wrote that he was bullied in high school, and because he looked maybe skinny or different from most of the other kids, and we see some of that in the video as well. The girl's in school and she's being bullied or overlooked or forgotten, trodden over, that sort of thing, and her home life didn't seem to be all of that uplifting either in the video. So a lot of this reads to me almost autobiographical for Chester. His voice was his way to financial and artistic success, but his demons stayed with him throughout his life. And in 2017, he took his own life. And it's just heartbreaking for me to read about that, especially seeing how great a singer and a musician that he was. Linkin Park is among the best-selling bands of the 21st century. Over 100 million records worldwide and more than a dozen major music awards. And with his death in 2017, the band has been on extended hiatus ever since. He's such a presence with them that without him there, the band has decided that they're not going to go on, at least this far. And, as I'm just getting into and reading about the people in this band and their history, it's something that really took me down, like I said, a rabbit hole, and it helped me to understand where these people are coming from as they write their music. The songwriting is credited to the whole band, but I have to think that Chester had quite a hand in this because it reads like stuff from his own life. And you write what you know. You write about your own experiences, and when you do that, it comes across as authentic, and we can really tell as listeners of that music. That was really, really something, friends. Numb. It makes sense to me that over 2 billion people have seen that, or it's got over 2 billion views. It came about right at the right time for the music video generation, right? MTV was still airing videos at that time, so I'm sure that that's part of it, the timing of it, but the other part is just how powerful it is. It was great to hear for the first time on the channel here from Linkin Park, and you can bet that I will be back for more. But that's all for today, my friends. They have gotten us going on this Monday. It's a poignant song. It's a sad tune, but boy, it's a powerful tune. Numb from Linkin Park. Thanks, y'all, for being with me. We'll see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.